My name is Michael Potts, and I live on this Scepter 36-foot sailboat. This is where I am today, Lake Sylvia, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And in the last few videos, I managed to get my clearance to head back to Canada. You see, over the last 6 seasons, I've taken this boat all the way from Toronto, down to the Bahamas, and now I'm heading back. So regarding the thumbnail, the video you guys just clicked on here, stick around to near the end of the video, and I'm going to talk about how you absolutely need to wear a knife on your belt. I got my leg wrapped around a sheet and almost lost my leg. So stick around for that, but for now, let's head north. Let's get into the video. Last provision run here in Fort Lauderdale. Now that we have clearance, we can get the hell out of here. So happy about this, guys. Let's go back to the boat and really look at the weather situation and see how far we can get north here tomorrow. So we'll be leaving tomorrow. It's the last day of Fort Lauderdale, so got myself some water and provisions, and let's get the hell out of Florida somehow. After getting back to the boat, I loaded up my fresh provisions into the freezer, and we spent one last night there in Lake Sylvia, Fort Lauderdale, before heading north. Good morning. It's 4 a.m. and I can't believe it. I'm actually turning around and going towards Canada. So this is like the time that I turn around. So I guess maybe that was Nassau. But officially, you know, I've got my clearance, and we're going to get out of here today. So there's another boat with me. Jesse's on a Hunter 31. I'm sure he's not up yet, but I got to go. So I'm just going to give him a quick call. If he doesn't answer, I'm going to have to take off on my own. There is no wind, but the Gulf Stream, we got 47 nautical miles to Palm Beach. I'm going to take the outside, so there's no bridges. Shouldn't take that long. It's going to be a motor pretty much. I'm going to try using the spinnaker at one point today because there is downwind conditions, and that's it. I mean, it's going to be great. You know, we're starting to head towards Canada. I just want to get out of this region here because, you know, the whole thing that happened with the CBP, I just want to feel like a sailor again. Let's get out in the ocean. And let's get out of Fort Lauderdale and get into Palm Beach. It's kind of interesting. I was bringing up the anchor and it's all like tangled. Let's take a look. Look at all the oil coming out of his boat. It's not coming out of my boat. Jesus, that's a lot of oil, buddy. Jesus, Lucky Fish and Wildlife aren't here because they'd be giving him a ticket right now. Look at this. Jesus. You ever seen that before? How the hell did that happen? Anyway, I got a hammer here. I'm gonna whack it loose. See what happens. Alright, bit of a slow start this morning. Jesse's having problems bringing up his anchor. I think he's got it now though. Pretty sure. Yeah, he's got it. It's the thing if you don't have a windlass. Taking our departure out of Fort Lauderdale. There's Fort Lauderdale Beach there. There's the cruise port and all the terminal areas. And then Miami's down there. So we're blessed with a little bit of wind today. On windy.com it said there was no wind. There seems to be a little bit of wind, which is great. And it's coming from the west. So we can do somewhat of a beam reach all the way north to Palm Beach. We're gonna use the power of the Gulf Stream to, oh, the cops are pulling someone over, I think. Or maybe they're coming after me. Who knows? Some big ships out there. So the key here is just to use the power of the Gulf Stream. We'll get through
north and into Palm Beach. And if it's really good conditions, I'm just gonna keep going and try and get to Fort Pierce. You know, this is it. We're on our way back to Canada, guys. Look at this guy. Thanks for the wake there, buddy. Appreciate that. Jerk. All right, so let's get to Palm Beach and see what happens. This buddy boating thing's kind of working out. We're on channel 71, so we can communicate. And what are the benefits of having a buddy out here? I could have a nap right now. I mean, he's right there, right? He could watch out for me and I could close my eyes. You know, we're both looking out. And so he's got his engine on, I don't. So we're doing about almost 4.5 knots. We got 415 feet of water. You know, everything's actually, this is great. So it looks like we'll get into Palm Beach around 7 o'clock, maybe earlier. But this is great. I'm tempted to just keep going. I really need to get to Fort Pierce. But you know, I always say that, and then when you actually get there, you're like, let's just go in, you know. If I had someone else here to take over and I could get some sleep, it would be a different story. And this is part of Florida. It's not exactly the place where you want to do the thing where you have naps for 20 minutes and look out. You don't want to do that here. Sure, if it was off the coast of Georgia or something, it wouldn't be so bad. Florida's just typically really busy with cruise ships, fishing vessels, and these sort of like bonehead boater guys, bonehead boaters of the week guys. So you got to be careful. So most likely we'll go into Palm Beach. I mean, it's that right over there. We're just heading out a bit into the Gulf Stream further. I mean, Palm Beach is up there somewhere. We're probably 8 hours away, 9 hours away at this point. So yeah, that's it. Just off the coast of Boca Raton here in Florida. There's a bit of a storm approaching. It's weird, the storm's coming at me, but the wind's coming this way. Kind of strange. Sometimes that happens. A little bit of a swell out here on the Gulf Stream. Of course, the Gulf Stream touches the shore in Palm Beach. So we're getting into that quick part of the Gulf Stream. We'll be doing probably 2 extra knots in about an hour from now. And we'll get into Palm Beach pretty quick here, probably by dark, I hope. Jesse's doing good, he's over there. Haven't talked to him in a couple hours. He's gone silent on me. Yeah, it's just a matter of us hanging in here. You know, we'll be in Palm Beach pretty quick here. You know, 47 nautical miles on the Gulf Stream. It should take about 8 to 9 hours. All right. We are wing on wing. We are just 5 nautical miles off of Palm Beach. And Jesse had some problems with his engine. I think he needed to bleed it or something. So he's way back there. So I'm gonna go into the entrance to the harbor here. And the Palm Beach has got a huge section of area where you can anchor and moor. Just gonna find a spot there and hunker down for the night. There's a bit of a storm coming in. I don't know if you can see that, but it's probably gonna rain in the next little bit here. So let's see what happens. All right, let's get in there. Get anchored. All right, we got 4 nautical miles left. I don't see any Homeland Security, which is good. Sails are kind of flopping around. Entrance is right over there. Could have a bit of a blow tonight, so I've been in this anchorage before in a blow, and I lost my anchor. You can watch that video right here. Yeah, so we'll be all right. I got the big anchor, and we got lots of chain. We'll be fine. Oh, there's some lightning. Ooh. big old lightning bolt. Just get into this anchorage safely and drop the hook. Ah, man. I gotta tell you, you know, even though we have thousands of nautical miles left to get back to Canada, I'm regretting that, you know, I'm moving in that direction. I'd rather just go around the world, you know. It's sad that at one point, you know, I'm gonna be back in a marina somewhere, you know, wondering what the hell to do, you know, rebuild this boat, buy another one, a bigger one. But so let's make the most of this journey north, you know, and really take it in, you know, and enjoy every day. That's all we can do. I love sailing. I want to do this for the rest of my life, you know. Something very special about being out here and living this lifestyle. I can't transmit to you what it really means in a YouTube video. Absolutely smitten with this lifestyle, and I could be out here forever. I could do this forever. And you know what? Thank you to all the Patreon supporters that joined. I just had a couple of people join in the last few days here. Thank you. Big numbers too, like $20 supporters times 2 and a $2.50. And I know the names. I just, you know, I don't want to get it wrong right now. Really appreciate your support. That's the type of thing, you know, that'll keep me out here. And I'm almost there, you know, like, gonna try my hardest to make the best videos I can. Maybe, you know, if you you too want to see me get out to sea, and I'll bring you along with me. Join my Patreon down below, and together, you know, we can stay out here forever. And I'll continue to make videos weekly, so keep that in mind. Anyway, let's get into Palm Beach. The big storm coming in. Let's get anchored. There's a guy fishing. All right, so I got hit with a microburst again. It wasn't good. My foot caught around one of the sheets. Oh man, that was scary.
All right, so what did I just say there? This is actually a pretty serious situation. So let me go into detail and explain exactly what happened.
My name is Michael Potts. I live on this Scepter 36-foot sailboat. This is where I am today. So, it's quite the thumbnail. And in this video, I'm gonna get into something that happened to me out on the ocean yesterday. And lately, people have been kind of killing me. I know I'm gonna get murdered in the comments for this video, for sure. Okay, so go ahead, comment all you want. The reason I'm posting this video is because this information could potentially save your vessel, save your leg, and save your life. All right. Before we get into the incident, let me just briefly discuss why I'm posting this video. Okay, it's very important. I think a lot of people, I get a lot of comments. You know, you're a danger to the sailing community. What are you doing? This guy's a liar. All this sort of thing. And you know, after 140 videos and 5 years of doing this, over 5,000 subscribers, I've learned a few things. Not to pay attention to the comments, but sometimes it's important to, because it reminds you of how dangerous it really can be out here. All right, so listen up to this. This is very important, guys. I think what's going on here is a lot of people dream about sailing out on the ocean, retirement. So they work their entire life, they retire, they buy a beautiful sailboat, and they go ahead and they fix it up as best they can, and they do the research and learn how to sail properly, and really get into all of the safety systems on a boat. So when I post a video, often people are like, what are you doing? You know, there's many ways to do it. Basically what I've been doing is I've been out here on a very limited budget. In fact, the reason I'm posting this video partially is A, to help people learn from my mistakes, and B, because, well, I'll be honest, I mean, I'm living off of Google AdSense and Patreon. So if you really like these sort of videos, you know, click the link down below and help me out. I'd appreciate it. So let's get into the incident. What happened? You guys clicked on that thumbnail. It's quite the thumbnail. You always have to have a knife on your side. And I will never, ever go sailing ever again without a knife on my side after what happened yesterday. Let's get into what happened. So I was going into Palm Beach. A microburst came in, and I couldn't make my way. I was only doing like a knot and a half. I had the Genoa deployed, and I heard like a dink, and the sail began to flap violently. And I was like, what the hell? So I actually broke a shackle, or it came loose. I'm not sure. That shackle's been on there for like a year or two. Okay, so now I have a box of extra shackles for this down below. Now I had piled up my Genoa and all my rain equipment above the where that locker was. And I looked down and I saw a carabiner, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just throw the carabiner on there quickly. So I tacked and I deployed the Genoa out, and I put the carabiner on. I was stupid, and I rolled it up briefly. It was like a last minute thing. I should have taken my time. So what happened was I was tacking into the wind, and believe it or not, this is what I should have put on there. Okay, but I put on something like this, and what happened? Let's go take a look. So what happened was during one of the tacks, the carabiner, which had a roll-up thing, went like that. All right, so now the sail was attached to this rigging point and was luffing crazily. So I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And I for the life of me, all the power of that sail was on here, okay? So what did I do? I came up and I tugged at it, and I tried to get it loose, but I couldn't. Okay, so I went down below and got a saw. All right, and I was sawing here. I was sawing, and I cut through the aluminum carabiner, and it broke loose. Okay, but what I didn't realize is that this rope right here was wrapped around my foot. Okay, it was like this. Oh my God. So all of the weight of that sail was right here. And at first I'm like, oh my God, I'm heading into shore. The boat was going right into shore. I maybe had about 10 minutes and I would have been on the beach. And I was violently struggling. I couldn't move here. I was trapped. And I'm like, Jesus, what should I do here? This is crazy. I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna go into the beach. Hopefully the boat will turn around and I'll be able to figure this out. So I was like this. I couldn't move there. I couldn't move there. The sail was tugging on this leg. It was actually this leg. It was actually this leg here. So I was like this, going into the beach. It was violently on my leg there. Jesus, man. So I've been in these sort of situations before where you're like, oh my God, everything sort of slows down and you're like, what have I done? I'm trapped. And had I have had a knife on my side, I could have started cutting that sheet line, and it would have deployed, and I could have furled in, and I would have been fine, but I didn't have my knife on me. So luckily I had loosed this line here. So I violently pulled here and was able to get my foot loose. But for a second there, I was trapped on the side of my boat. I was heading into land. And why am I posting this video? I think a lot of people, they go out, they sail, they get a boat, and things happen, and they sort of put them, they're like sailing skeletons in their closet. They don't want anyone to know they made a mistake. Most people are ashamed of their mistakes out here. Oh, I forgot to fill the oil or something, or oh, that was stupid, I didn't tie off the Genoa and the boat went over, the sail deployed. There's all sorts of things that can happen. Mistakes are made out here. This is what sailing's all about. You just learn from your lessons. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Go ahead, make your comments down below. You're an idiot. You almost killed yourself, the whole deal. Like, it's easy for you guys to say that on your couch watching these videos versus actually being out here. Okay, so guys, please carry a knife, and it's got to have like a saw blade on it, so you can cut through big rope quickly. I mean, you can get yourself into a sticky situation single-handed out here. Had I been out in the Bahamas, in the middle of the Great Bahama Bank, and my foot was caught in a sheet, I would have sailed until I hit something. I could have been out there for hours trapped. Eventually my leg would just like start bleeding, you know. Oh my God, it was horrible. So lessons learned. Always carry a knife, guys. That's all I'm saying. All right, go ahead, make your comments. You're an idiot. What the hell are you doing out here? You shouldn't be sailing, blah, blah, blah. Everyone makes mistakes out here, guys. I hope that I've demonstrated something important. If you find value in these videos, I think I'm maybe one of the only channels out here that's actually posting his mistakes. I have nothing to hide. I'm out here to learn. I love sailing. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I love this boat, you know, 140 videos, over 5,000 nautical miles traveled. I have all sorts of stories. You can click the link down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. This is really important, guys. Always carry a knife on your belt while you're sailing so you can cut sheets. What if it had been my arm? What, you know? Anyway, I was lucky to make it out of the situation, but I was mad at myself after. I was like, dude, what were you thinking? You know, you got to think things clearly. I should have known. Never put a carabiner on a Genoa. Never. Unless it's fully locked off, just put the proper shackles on. I should have taken the time to go down below with a wrench and switched to the proper shackle.
So Jesse and I managed to make it into Palm Beach and anchor safely, and the storm sort of rolled over us. Hope we all learned a few lessons here. Always carry a knife on deck. You got to be able to cut those ropes. A boat, a sailboat in particular, runs on ropes. Those ropes are going to flail around in the wind, and they could get caught in your appendages on your body. You have to have a knife. Always keep a knife on you. If you really appreciate this content, click the link down below. There's lots of videos on my Patreon channel that aren't on YouTube. And it's a way to support me, keep me out here, keep me making videos. Keep me out here forever, just like I said. And you guys too can stay out with me forever, out here sailing around the world. That's my mission. I hope you enjoyed the video. Click the link down below. Join my Patreon. Captain Michael, signing out. We'll see you next week.